Never touch the lens. Don't touch the lens. Two differences of opinion from two very similar looking machines. But there are some subtle differences. This is a Samsung, and that's a Sony. Wait a minute. They're very similar. The Samsung is a rebadged Sony, pretty obviously, but it's interesting to see the differences between the two. The buttons, skip, surge, stop, play, pause. The lack of words on this particular one. And obviously, same layout for both of these, except for the headphone socket right here, where this is the remote socket on the Sony. Sony has a few more options, and the headphone socket in a very different location. Not terribly different. Obviously, they just angle it differently. I'm interested to know what the circuit board would look like on this one. But yeah, I saw this at the thrift today. $4. Couldn't resist picking it up. It's a Samsung My CD. Number 2, apparently. And this is a bit different from the Samsung we all know and occasionally love today. The logo is very almost cheap. This to me is like the GPX of the early 90s. GPX being the terrible, I don't know if it was a house brand of Revco or CVS, or the only place I ever saw GPX being sold new was Revco in the early 90s. And now they're everywhere in thrifts. Obviously Sony is a much better company, which is, I guess, a good thing for Samsung to have licensed its technology and put it in its own products. Very solid mechanism. A little bit different than, obviously, the players of today with the locking hub. But what's also interesting is these are the bigger brothers to this beast here, the card Discman D802K. See, I had to work that up. This one is interesting. The display is in the same general area. Buttons are in the same general area as well. So obviously they just rounded this faceplate and relaid out the board for this. These buttons light up. This being a car Discman, I would suppose that would be a useful thing to have in the dark night when you're driving. Same layout, same mechanism, same 4AA requirement there. These all work to my knowledge. Actually, I'm lying. This one I haven't tested yet. These two I know work. This one actually has a base that I believe this one is the one with the base. It clamps onto for the car, since it has no ESP. It kind of has a pocket of air it rides on. But I just thought this was kind of interesting because I saw this one initially, and I usually pass up cheap looking Discman clones from the early 90s because they're generally junk. But this one caught my eye just because the layout. First of all, the first thing that really caught my eye was the front, because the layout looks very similar to these. And then I opened it and knew it was a Sony rebadged because of this. I'm not sure exactly why I knew, but the battery cover was a dead giveaway because that's exactly where the Sonys have it. So, just a few observations. We'll make another video where we actually plug this thing in and test it out and see how it sounds on this beast right here.